and they're constantly at odds with each other. And the opportunity we have, or whoever is county executive, the opportunity is to try to get them to start rowing in the same direction. If we can do that, then we can start actually making some headway. And I'm confident that we can. This part of Ohio, by the way, has done it before. We have rebuilt ourselves, and we've rebuilt really the entire country. So I don't think it should be beyond our powers to do it. Those are some of the things I believe. If you believe in the same things, and if what I've said makes sense to you, then I hope you'll lend me your support in this campaign. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we'll have opening remarks from Ms. Hamilton Brown.
Good afternoon. And thank you, Joe, for that introduction, and to the City Club for hosting this debate. And thank you to all of you for being here. People have asked me why I decided to run for the county executive office, and my response is simple. As candidates began announcing their intentions for this position, I listened to what they were saying and what they were not saying. I felt the discussions were lacking both in substance and in vision, and the candidates were lacking the broad experience needed to start our government off properly. One candidate talked about creating new nonprofits. Another talked about hiring economic development czars and an inspector general to do what is essentially the county executive's job. To me, all of the talks sounded like an ominous ring of existing bureaucracy and old politics. You know, I thought I could do better. Our first county executive should be someone who has led large organizations affecting hundreds and thousands of people, someone who has held executive offices in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors, someone who has actually cleaned up corruption and not just identified wrongdoing, someone who's made a career out of building up our community, someone like me. I entered this race because I believe in the future of Cuyahoga County, and I believe now is the time to make reform real. I believe our county needs an executive who will foster an environment where every child can grow up safe and healthy, but more importantly, that every child will be able to thrive and be ready for success. I believe we need someone who has the experience in providing vital safety net services for those in dire need. We need a county executive with hands-on experience leading community and economic development efforts and leading broad-based collaborations. We need a county government we can trust, one that is guided by business principles and not politics, a government that will provide good value for our tax dollars. We need a county government that works with all partners in our community, one that brings together residents, elected leaders, business leaders, yes, all of us together for a better quality of life. So for the past 25 years, I've worked diligently serving this community, using my skills and knowledge to affect positive change. I've made a difference in the lives of people and in the communities where they live. Last fall, voters gave clear direction when we passed the new charter. We want a county government that is more open, honest, efficient, and effective. And we want a government that will play a major role in economic development. When I look across our great county, I see great diversity, especially in the economic status. We have pockets of disparity, but we also have pockets of prosperity. Adoption of the new charter provides a unique opportunity to bring together the county's 59 communities, soon to be represented by 11 county council members, for a common purpose, and that purpose is increasing prosperity for all. Instead of calling the purpose economic development, let's use another word, jobs. What our county needs most is jobs. We cannot create and generate prosperity if we're not able to attract businesses that create the new jobs unless we begin to work together as a cohesive economic unit. First, we must restructure the internal operations of our county government. Then we will create the 5-year economic development plan that will focus on job creation. Then we will get to the work of connecting jobs with people and people with jobs. As a community, we are known for our world-class healthcare and our world-class cultural institutions. So when it comes to the business of attracting and retaining companies, I want Cuyahoga County to be known as a world-class workforce. I think our county can be a major partner in proactively getting people the training and skills needed to compete for the new jobs we plan to attract to our region. In addition to the new investment in economic development, our county will continue to invest major resources in important human and justice services. Traditionally, human services, justice services, and economic development have been in separate silos. Well, I don't see them as separate. I see early childhood and workforce development programs as the threads that link economic growth, human services, and justice services. We know that economic growth will result in more tax dollars to support human services. And an efficient and effectively delivered human services system will support more families moving from dependence to independence. And ultimately, we can unburden our justice system if we make jobs a realistic alternative to jail. I understand all of this and have been involved in these issues for years. My career has crossed a number of paths, all leading in one direction: community and economic development. Development has been my career, both the development of bricks and mortar and the development of people. Our county needs a vision for economic growth, a vision for supporting and developing the economic futures of our people, and a vision for creating opportunity for all. This election provides a golden moment to bring together our separate communities, to create a shared vision to make reform real. What this requires is leadership, not politics. It requires openness and creativity and not business as usual. I am a leader, and I believe that's what our voters are looking for. I know that's what the County Executive Office demands.
Thanks to each of you. Now we will have rebuttals. Mr. Fitzgerald, you have 2 minutes.
Well, I don't really feel the need to rebut that statement because I'm almost 100% in agreement with it. I mean, one of the nice things about the campaign process has been that the candidates have gotten to know each other, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Terry's record and her resume and her vision for the county. I think we share a lot of things, and it's been one of the pleasant parts of this campaign is that we've gotten to know each other and like each other. Right, Terry? Yeah. And she means it. We both mean it. Let me tell you, but this is a partisan primary, and let me tell you a little bit about why I became a Democrat in the first place, because this election on September 7th will be about who represents the Democratic Party in this election. Robert Kennedy is a person that inspired me to be a Democrat. The reason is because he believed, I think most people that are Democrats believe this, they believe that government can be a positive force for changing people's lives, that your final destination in life should not be dependent upon the circumstances that you were born into. What I want to do, if I had to boil it down in the 45 seconds I have left, to what I want county government to be able to do, I want it to be able to connect people. So the family that lives in an outer ring suburb can finally realize that what happens on the east side of Cleveland or in an inner ring suburb is also vital to their future, that we're connected. We have a common destiny, and our programs have to reflect that. And if you had to come up with what's the biggest difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, their philosophy is that it's every person for themselves. If you happen to do well, good for you. If you're not doing so well, it must somehow be your fault. I'm in fundamental opposition to that kind of idea, and I would never want to see our county government lapse into that philosophy. Thank you.